Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Does the word duh mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee? The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds. Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
You, that's my name.
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure.
Here we go. The High Fives podcast, episode 78. We're back. We're better than ever.
Some of us.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm all cured up, I think. And yourself?
Done with COVID. Done with COVID for now.
Summer of fun for you.
Yeah. What a blast.
Yeah.
So moving on from feeling sick. A little disappointed it yanked an episode from us.
Yeah, sorry, everyone. I don't know if anyone really cares, but I care.
No one cares. But
I'm glad you're feeling better, though. That's what really matters, is that you're feeling better.
Thanks, Mike. That's very kind of you. I very much enjoyed the gift basket you sent, too.
Oof, that wasn't me.
Oh, really?
Must have been another Mike. This is really awkward.
It turned awkward quick.
Fuck, I should have lied.
Top five. What are we doing this time, Mike? Episode 78, top five Easter eggs?
Yeah, this is your topic. Don't look at me.
Well, I left it simple. I like that you often come up with your own name as we enter the episode too.
Yeah, I got nothing. I didn't think of a name.
Nothing. Okay.
Secret
it's
stash?
Easter this month. Secret stash. That's good. I like that. I feel like this is one we've talked about a couple of times. It's been like, hey, do you got an idea for an episode? And I've thrown this one out there and it was met with like, meh, a couple of times. And then this time, I think, I don't know, I caught you on the right day and you went, yeah.
I think, is that how it happened? I felt like I was like, I don't know what's going on. And you're like, this is easy. And I was like, I don't think it's easy. What's an Easter egg? And then we debated what an Easter egg would be.
Well, I feel like we should tell the people what an Easter egg is. So an Easter egg, as I understand it, is like a hidden message or a clue or a song within a song or something, hidden within an album. Any of those things would, I feel like.
A nod to something?
Yeah. Like I feel like a sound clip you could argue that's an Easter egg if you wanted to.
I didn't even think about that one. That would have made this much easier.
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't tell you because I wanted you to really dig in. Yeah, I wanted you to show up, Mike.
Nate, I'm lazy.
I didn't want you to take the easy way out.
It's in my blood to take the easy way out.
So that's an Easter egg. So I feel like now that we've put that out there and we've introduced the song clip as even being, hey, use that if you want, maybe we'll get some lists. Because initially I was thinking maybe this one's going to be one of those listless episodes. I was looking at some Easter eggs, Mike. I was looking at the Easter eggs that the internet served up to me. And there were a couple that kind of jumped out. Let me share them with you.
Like music ones? Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Music. No, like music ones. Like this isn't my list. These are just things that I found interesting.
Oh, okay.
The Eagles didn't make my list, believe it or not. But they are worth talking about because one of my favorites was Hotel California by the Eagles. Apparently the lyrics, there were voices down the corridor, thought I heard them say, "Welcome to the Hotel California," played backwards, can be heard as, "Yeah, Satan, he organized his own religion." Did you know that?
I didn't.
I don't believe it because who knew the Eagles put that much effort into their lyrics, number one.
You thought they just took it easy?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I used to love when I was a kid. I was obsessed with like the Satanic Panic stuff. Like
Yeah,
I was
I
just
bet.
yeah. It's obviously
You seem like that kind of guy.
I still sort of like I love Satanic Panic talk and all this thing, but I would try to play so much of that stuff backwards, and I could never figure it out, or like listen to the hidden words, and I'd be like, I don't hear it.
You
Like-
really have to want to hear it.
Yeah, I think you have to want to hear it.
One other one that caught my eye was, and again, didn't make my list, but the Beatles, Strawberry Fields. There is allegedly a creepy voice during the outro that says the words, Paul is dead.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that's a huge
Which-
controversy.
But that's it. Just that led to a theory that Paul McCartney was killed in a car crash in 1966 and replaced with a double. Like I've heard
You never heard that?
I've heard
Oh.
about the car crash idea and that he was replaced with a double, but I didn't know that it was directed to those three words in Strawberry
yeah, it's a whole
Fields.
big thing. And that's like
Ridiculous.
isn't that like the whole Paul is the walrus stuff, and like he's not really on Abbey Road? Like
ridiculous? Just ridiculous.
it's almost like the Avril Lavigne death thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then she came out with a new album.
She's saving punk rock apparently. Her and Travis.
Thank God. It needs saving.
Yeah.
But I'm curious now. My choices are much closer to the surface than the deep dives I just told you about. But I feel like you might have gone full conspiracy with this list. Is that the road you went down?
No, I didn't. I should have, I guess. But I would have just been like, it just would have been a lot of weird metal stuff, like Judas Priest and like stuff like that. There's a lot of backwards messages in that stuff that'll send you to the beast, man.
Fortunately, not a lot of backwards messages in punk rock.
We were more into the secret track, like waiting,
Yeah.
which doesn't work in the digital era.
No, it's
That may be the worst thing about the digital era is you can never get a secret track anymore. You can look at it and be like, there's like a 40-minute song at the end. Oh, I can just fast forward this.
yeah. It's completely lost and forgotten, the secret track.
Yeah.
It's sad. I saw it might have been like it was on Mixcloud or something like that, but it was like it listed the hidden track and then gave it a name. And it was isolated. So it wasn't even like within the song. Like why do that? Don't do that. Don't do that.
You even took out the laziness of fast forwarding and skipping. Just been like, just go to it.
Let me tell you what I've been listening to, Mike, because I can see it in your eye. You're curious. You're wondering. You're waiting for me to get there. So I'm just going to do it.
It's all a lie. I don't really care what you're listening to. I'm just going to pretend like, no, I'm just kidding.
This is the part where you take a nap. This is the solo that I do, and you leave the stage and go do drugs.
Wow. You're going to get me arrested at the border.
They're listening. They're always listening.
That's what I hear.
Another banger of a month.
Oh,
really?
It's been pretty hardcore this last little while.
Hardcore. My first one is a band called Lightweight. The EP is called This One's On Me. Grabbed my attention straight away. It's got those Iron Chic vibes, those like sing-along songs with some great breakdowns. I think they've had one or two releases before this, but this is definitely the standout. I don't know much more about this band other than I'm excited to hear more.
Yeah, you sent it my way, and I really liked it too. I had never heard them before either.
Audio Karate is the next one I've been listening to. Outra?
Mm-hmm.
Outra? What do you
Outra.
think that is?
It's Outra.
Outra? All right. You know, I don't.
No, I don't. I'm usually the worst at it. I don't know why we're taking my advice.
Why not? You seem confident.
Yeah, that's my new thing. I'm just going to be confident all the time.
This was a surprise release for me. Even more surprising is that it's a collection of rare and unreleased material that spans the history of the band, which I wasn't aware of. But when I read that, I thought, oh, yeah, I remember Mike talking about this, that it was coming. So I'm guessing you were less surprised than I was.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. And like one of the members had actually Instagram messaged us about it. And then when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, this sounds good. And then I heard one of the songs. I'm like, I think I've heard this song before on a comp or something. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, yeah, they're all I think they're re-recorded though. I have to
Yeah,
look
it's
into.
got to be.
Yeah,
it has to
it
be.
sounds re-recorded and like or remixed or something.
Well, because even more surprising is it sounds like a complete record. Like it doesn't sound like a B-side sampler. It doesn't sound
No, not
like
at all.
it like one of those kind of throwaway records that are never good. Like it's really good.
I really like this band. It's weird because years ago they were just like a kind of 1 or 2 song band that I heard on comps and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you kind of got me back into them, and I just they're a really solid band, and their albums got better. Actually, all of their albums are like pretty solid front to back, like and each one matured quite a bit. Like they didn't write the same album over and over again, but not enough that we were like, oh, it's a completely different band.
Right. It doesn't alienate the listener.
Yeah.
It's still the same band. But that said, like listening to this, I would have never known it was an Audio Karate record had I not like seen the cover or had somebody said this is Audio Karate. Like it doesn't sound like their other stuff, which is odd because it spans their whole the whole history of the band. That said, it does kind of explain some of those MCR vibes that I was catching throughout that record, which I really liked, but like definitely they're there.
Yeah, I see it.
This has got to be the best album of that sort though. You know, like of that kind of B-sides or those rarities or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say more about
no,
that.
Yep.
But, I'll move. My third record that I've been listening to proper, the Great American Novel. Have you heard this one yet, Mike?
I haven't listened yet. I was looking forward to listen to it. I had a little bit of a stressful week, so I didn't get to check it out because it just came out last week, right?
It did. It's hot off the presses.
Are you digging it?
I'm loving it. Like we just talked about this band in the last episode. This album is such a progression. It's got that continued storytelling narratives that seem to come from personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
This record's got similar songwriting and at least at its base level. But this album is definitely an evolution for this band. Third release and stands out, beyond the other two for sure. Like it still sounds like proper, but like on a new level with more confidence behind it. And really like there's something for everybody on this. Like the soundscape of it is varied for sure. And though the songs are really different, they have that vibe, that feel that's very intrinsic to the band. I would say it's much more layered. It's more full sounding, more diverse, and like just the overall songwriting feels much more expansive on this record.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you could see the direction on the last album that they were headed to maybe like less quote unquote punk rock, pop, emo stuff to more like indie rock or like polished sort of sound, but like keeping the roots. So I was just curious if they I'm guessing they expanded on that even more, so like became more of like a mature, again, quote unquote mature band.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on this record. It's a great record. It's one of those ones that it just keeps piquing your interest the more you go through it. Which also happens with another brand new record, Pup: The Unraveling of Pup the Band. This one kind of surprised me. I feel like it's a return out of the EP to that Pup sound and style that I really like. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a Pup record, but it still brings a lot of newness. I don't know if you got that same vibe from it as well.
Yeah. If I'll be honest, the last few Pup albums have kind of like slowly progressed to me not liking them as much.
Right.
And this caught me off guard too. Like it's awesome. It's a great front to back album. Like I don't know if there's a single on there that stands out. Like did anything like stand out where you're like, oh, like I could listen to just that track? I feel like it's like it's like an album, which is cool.
It's an album for sure. And I think Pup does that. Like I think a lot of their albums are albums. Like they're made as albums, not as a collection of singles. I don't know. It feels multi-styled. It's crisper production than I think they've ever had. More polished songs, but like not overdone.
I was expecting it to be more polished, to be honest. I think that's what maybe caught me off guard. Is I kind of expected it to be polished and like ready for that Pitchfork crowd.
Yeah.
And it's still like edgy enough that I'm into it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's this piano thread. And I think that's kind of what makes it feel like an album too, is that piano thread that kind of runs through, which I really like. It definitely still has that controlled chaos that is, part of the pop sound. And that is what I've been listening to, Michael.
You kept it to 4. I was expecting a long one here because of the break.
No, this is how I'm doing it. It's only 4 from now on. 4 is the key.
4 is the key.
It's the key.
All right. Do you want to hear what I had to listen to?
I do.
Well, I didn't have to listen to it. I chose to listen to it, I guess. Had to listen to was kind of a negative connotation, hey?
This was the torture I had.
What was I listening? I've been listening to a lot, but 4 that stood out to me were, one was Trophy Jump, and
Nice.
the album Feels. They're I've spoke a little bit about them. They're from Croatia. This is a giant leap from their other albums, like huge leap. I won't be surprised if they start getting a little bit more hype in the punk rock world because of this one. It's got they've matured a lot. They do ironically sound a little bit like Pup.
Yeah, I get that.
It's really good. I love this album. That song Hugs on Drugs is so good.
Yeah, it's really good. I've listened to it front to back numerous times.
Oh, cool.
Big progression from the album before.
Like huge progression, yeah. Another one was a band called Ravagers. They're from Baltimore, and they've got like that 70s punk rock and roll sound, kind of like the Biters and bands like that. The album's called Badlands. Really good, just front to back energy album. A band called Disaster Forecast, and the album's called How to Skate Everything. To be honest, I just checked it out because the artwork was amazing, and it's an homage to How to Clean Everything.
Oh, nice.
They're from the UK, play like melodic skate punk with a little bit more tech to it, so it's a little bit edgier, a little bit metalier. Yeah,
I don't know that metalier. I don't know that I can allow that word, Mike. No.
Not a little bit more metal.
There you go. Just simplify it. Just cut it down.
Okay. Yeah, it's only 3 tracks, but I would like to hear more from them. Last one is a band called Redeemin', and it's their self-titled EP, and they are described as a metal ska band.
Wow.
Yeah, which kind of sounds like a joke. And to be honest, when I read that, I was like, this band's going to be a joke. And like, they might have some funny songs, and it was going to be like over the top, like metal. Like I assumed it was going to be mocking metal.
Right.
But no, they're serious, and they kind of remind me of Link 80. Like, you know how Link 80 has like those hardcore breakdowns, and the horns are used in like that sort of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they do, and they're really good. It's a really legit EP, and the more I listen to it, the more I love it. Like, it's a weird couple of genres to combine.
Yeah.
I can't speak today. Sorry, Nate. Combined in the medley.
I would love to see just who turns up to a show like that.
Yeah,
right?
That would be an interesting crowd, because they do have like the vocals get very metal like, and like not like power metal or like glam rock metal, like metal.
Right.
And the riffs are heavy, but it's all
so
good.
Where does the ska fit in? Like, is it just horns, or
no? There's upstrokes, and it's like,
wow.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a neat sound.
I like, those are 2 groups I can't
It's more of a
see
ska.
coming together.
It's more of a ska core than like third wave ska or something. But like I said, like Link 80 or Suicide Machines, like, you know how they've got like that edge to them, but it's not.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
And yeah, that's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
Let's move on.
And I'm going to learn to speak by the end of this podcast.
You think?
No, probably not.
No, I don't think
Too much time alone.
Well, maybe we'll do this in person next time.
Yeah,
what do you think?
this was supposed to be the one, but then,
this was supposed to be the one.
They just keep hitting us with more waves.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start the list, Mike.
I'm curious about your Easter eggs.
The Easter egg list. I kind of went with, I would say the majority of my list is pretty surface level. It's songs within songs. So not like covers, but like, where a song just goes into a nod, a very brief, but like hey, I know that.
I feel like we might have some overlaps here.
Oh, this could be the one?
This could be the one.
Well, let's see if the first one
No, we'll just play Hotel California.
Yeah, the whole time.
But
and
backwards.
Strawberry Fields. Like, if of all the bands, I just can't see the Eagles as part of the Satanic Panic.
Oh, yeah.
You see it? You see it?
They were just, the heat was on.
My first one comes from a band that was on the Honest Don's record label.
Okay.
Back in 2001. And funny, this band always kind of reminded me of another Honest Don's band, which was Limp. This is not Limp. This band I thought was kind of a one and done band. But I found out today that this album that this song is from was on their 5th release. So not one and done. And after this album, they went on to do 2 more. I've only ever heard this album. The band's called Inspection 12. It's off the album In Recovery. And the song is called Great Scott. So you can imagine where the Easter egg comes into this song. Maybe you know the song right away.
You know what, Nathan? I don't know the song at all. I know the band because they have an awesome song on one of the Honest Don comps. And it's like so good, but I never found the band or checked them out or anything. And I would just assume they were just like one of those bands that got shoved on a comp.
Right. No, they had a record on Honest Don's.
Crazy.
So the first time the egg appeared in this song out of nowhere, I was just completely taken aback because it just all of a sudden shifts into this string arrangement that goes to the Back to the Future theme song. So instrumentally and sonically just completely unexpected, but it was done so well. I think this band had some like yellow card connections, so maybe that's who the violinist is on this.
That's a big stretch.
So you hear this Back to the Future, just soundscape come on that's like just so familiar and so ear catching and nostalgic and all those things. And then at the end of the song, they cap it off with just like a gang vocal of The Power of Love.
Nice.
Just for no reason other than maybe they were recording that as a cover for something else. And they just thought, we'll just throw this at the end of Great Scott.
Love me some
I just
Huey.
watched Back to the Future 3 the other day.
3?
And yeah, I've become a fan of 3, and I hate Westerns, but I've become a fan of 3 as I've gotten older.
Well, we'll have to discuss this in our group friend chat. There's one person who's very strong on the 3.
I wouldn't say I think 2's still my favorite. I don't know. 1 and 2 are really close.
One's one's light years ahead of both of them.
Light years.
2's just like 2 is like fun because you're like, oh, I want to think what the future's going to look like. But like 1's a way better, like movie wise. 2's fun when you were a kid because you were like, oh crap, a hoverboard. Jaws is coming out in 3D. Biff's gambling.
Goldie Wilson.
I'm excited to hear that song. I honestly thought that was a 1-song band. That's hilarious. This is going to be like Rocket from the Crypt.
Yeah.
But okay, my first one is one by a band that we've talked about a lot, but it makes sense with a punk rock podcast. The band is No Use for a Name.
Excellent.
Song is Beth.
Excellent.
As you probably know, I'm an unapologetic Kiss fan, so
I know.
So I was pretty stoked that New Fan covered a Kiss song. It's kind of weird. Kiss is a band that when they get covered, usually the covers suck. Like they do. There's like very few. Like you think with a band as prolific as Kiss, whether you like them or not, there would be some good covers. But generally, the covers are either ridiculously like a caricature of the song,
right,
or they're just too true to the song, so it just kind of sounds like you're like, well, I might as well just listen to Kiss, or this is
right. There's not a lot you can do with them sometimes, right? maybe that's the thought.
Maybe.
Do you like the Boss Tones version of Detroit Rock
Yeah,
City?
like that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, there's just like, there's not a lot of really good Kiss covers. And you think there'd be some in there. Anyway, New Fan's version of Beth is awesome. So what is the Easter egg, you ask? I think it's a homage to something that I also love and I won't apologize for, and that is teen drama shows.
Amazing.
So I love that song rips into the 90210 theme song.
I was trying to figure out which. I knew it was New Fan, and I was certain that they did it, but I couldn't find it and I couldn't think of it. But I was looking for that one. What album's that on?
See, I was getting confused too, because in my head it was always on Making Friends, but digitally it's not on Making Friends.
Oh,
so I should have really went to look, but it's on the covers album that they released later on.
amazing.
So the covers one I think is a little bit different. I have to. Somebody will call me out on it. Sure, I'm sure. But this one goes from Beth to 90210 to Soulmate, which is how it originally was,
right?
and then into Gene and Paul, I Hate You Most of All, which is a song they do in the live album. So I don't know if they re-recorded it or if it was always that way and I just forgot. Like, it's been a while since I've listened to the secret track on Making Friends.
Fair enough. You don't pull out the CD often enough?
Not as much as I should.
Inspection 12. Great Scott. And?
No use for a name, Beth.
I think she might just have it for me. Maybe she'll find me interesting. I'll have to wait and see. I got her, I'm the guy in the band. You had her, she slipped out of your hands. You got screwed over. You got screwed over. And now it's over, yeah. Trying to impress me will prove worthless. Already gave you a chance, and giving clues, you'll realize it too. You miserably failed the test. So how long will it be till I can get away from you? 'Cause you don't know what to say, and you don't know what to do. Someday soon I'm hoping you'll be gone. I think she might just have it for me. Maybe she'll find me interesting. I'll have to wait and see. I got her, I'm the guy in the bed. You had her, she slipped out of your hands. You got screwed over. You got screwed over. And now it's over, yeah.
Don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's strong and certain, and it's cruel sometimes, and it might just save your life. It's the power of love.
And I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the boys have been playing, and we just can't find the sound. Just a few more hours, I'll be right home to you. I think I hear the calling. Oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do? Sometimes I feel so lonely, and a house just ain't a home. I'm always somewhere else, and you're always there alone. Just a few more and the boys will be playing all night. Gene and Paul, I hate you most of all. Ace, you're the ace. And Peter, you're the cat.
Are you feeling loose? Are you feeling loose now that we're through number one?
Well, if people are still listening, I will try to get better at speaking in segues as this podcast goes on today.
My second pick, Mike, is we're going to go up from Honest Dons, and then we're going to go to the next level, which is Fat Records.
All right.
So from Honest Dons to Fat Records.
It's like hanging out with the cousin you sort of like, and then you got to go see your favorite uncle.
Right. Exactly like that.
Okay.
Exactly like that. I feel like there's a story in there. Is there a story in there?
No, it's just the
Just how you
personality.
feel.
Yeah.
All right. All right. The band is Pears. It's off their self-titled record, which I still think is a completely underrated record. This song came in hot and like, I don't know. I feel like the fanfare was limited and fleeting. I think this is still my favorite album by Pears. The song is called Dial Up. This song very much points to a time, and they pull from the pop culture of that time to litter this song with eggs.
Ooh.
It's diarrhea eggs.
It's like the
eggs everywhere.
It's like a community egg hunt, like they make it for like little kids so like everyone can find one.
It's just like that. Yeah. You don't have to even know what an Easter egg is to find one in this song.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. So the eggs, they're not direct covers or really even bits of covers, but more obvious nods. It's the neon too big size Easter egg sitting there that even the 2-year-old came across. The pop songs of the time, again, pop songs of the time. So you got a little nod to Mambo number 5, but they call it Mambo number 6.
Hold on. I don't think Mambo number 5 was the pop song of the time when this Pears album came out.
No. It's not about when the Pears album came out. They're the song's called Dial Up, which is a very much of a time.
Okay, I apologize.
Not the time that this album came out.
I'm going to come off like an idiot in this episode.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay. They can't all be bangers, Mike.
The real me's coming out, hey?
All right, so we got Mambo number 5. Maybe I didn't characterize it well enough. So maybe it's good you brought it up.
Maybe I wasn't listening.
Maybe others were having that same question in their mind. Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. There's a little nod in there to that as well. The Macarena also.
It's the dance craze that swept the nation.
But yeah, this song is it's a banger of a song. And the first time I heard it, it was just like you're being assaulted by, I don't know, was that early 2000s, late 90s? No, early 2000s?
I feel like it's late 90s. Like, I feel like some of this stuff was going on when we were in high school.
Maybe. I don't know when it was, but...
it was a time.
It was a time. Yeah. Very specific time.
Yeah, that's a specific time.
Yeah.
That's a weird time, actually, for music. It's like,
it is.
I was describing it to someone someday, and it was like, it's like every genre melted together in this weird thing of where like you didn't know what was pop and what wasn't. Like there's like a little bit of everything in all that stuff.
It was like adult contemporary meets pop meets boy bands meets country.
But there were some hip hop parts, and there was like some alternative parts. It was all over the place, and there was like rave kind of made a way into there, and like there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on in that late 90s.
It was wild. It
was a wild time.
Yeah, it really was.
Not enough backward songs though.
Do you have a backward song for your second pick, Mike?
No, I don't. I wish. I know. I really blew it.
Well, what is your second pick then?
Nathan, my second pick is a band called Midtown. Do you like Midtown?
Oh,
or do you hate
I do.
Do you?
I like Midtown, and I think we're experiencing a crossover here, but I'm going to let you do it anyways.
The band or the album is Save the World, Lose the Girl,
which is a Heroes nod, I think.
Oh yeah, it is probably. No, this would have came before Heroes probably.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think Heroes was like early 2000s, late 90s, and I think this album came out in 2001.
Oh, crazy. I always really like this album. I'm not like, I know people like the albums after a lot more, but this one always stuck with me more than all the other ones. Like
this one's more raw. It's less polished. It's less poppy. It's more of like that emo of the time.
Yeah, that's just it. It's like, it's of that Vagrant Records emo of the time.
Totally.
So keeping with my last one, the Easter egg involves a Kiss song. Sort of. The song is Such a Person. Just at the very end of the song, it goes into God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Most people would think this is a Kiss song, and it's probably more memorable from Kiss and not the original, which is an Argent song. So, yeah, I had to pick it. I'm going to guess Midtown was channeling Gene and Paul. But yeah, it's a great song. Love the end part of it. Love this album. Did you see that they're doing a reunion tour as well?
I did not see that.
They are, and they have it's a pretty cool poster for it. It's one of their albums, and then they're all like skeletons in it, which I thought was funny because they're probably old like us.
For some reason, I feel like they're from Canada, but they're not from Canada, right?
They're not Canadian.
All right. Great pick, though.
Thank you.
Excellent pick. Pairs, Dial Up, and Midtown, Such a Person.
Thank you, Nathan.
I never lost my self-control. A bit of Jamie stole my soul. Waterboarded in a wild and dry. Now I'm sleeping in the street. On the curb, can't cut my feet. Feeling kicked from the bottom. Nothing but super long kicks. Two in the ball for number 6. Nothing but super long kicks. Bubble number 6. A little bit of Tito by myself. A little bit of Hendrick all alone. A little bit of Evan till I'm too smashed to drive home. I kissed the function at 14. At the 700 I was free. I'm a nail one free try safety. Starts up, can't wait. I drink a whiskey drink. I got you rocking. I sing the songs that remind me of the bad times. Cause everything remind me of the bad times. I kissed the function at 14. At the 700 I was free. I'm a nail one free try safety. Starts up, can't wait. Messages are piling up in the dial of this town.
ASL? Oh my god, your name's Ariel and you're also an 8 and totally not a 42-year-old guy named Tony that wants my address. We go on a road trip with my belly button on the blade hanging from his rearview mirror. Sure, I can find him on social.
I kissed the function at 14. At the 700 I was free. I'm an AOL free trust CD. Starts up, get ready. Messages are piling up and the dial-up is down. Dial-up to corporate allegory and Macarena. Dial-up to corporate allegory and Macarena. Messages are piling up and the dial-up is down. And the left behind while running to get Mellencamp small town. Oh! I can't write. She's in about you. While the life she's led through you, and every passing day leaves me wondering what is really true. And I'm gonna find you. She can tell it through and through. Said this cause this place, and that's our means by which to uncover truth. Happiness will come when you are with the one who can take you. The place is never one, but always new. I'm coming for the ride when you say it's too safe inside. it in stride. Yeah, it's safer inside. You just carry a light. But you're such a person. Wake up every morning with her name in your head. You can't survive when you say, I'm not half what I wish I was so much back then. There is no end, when no room for pretend. Feeling only this, I cannot fathom it. There's no escape from uncertainty. There is no excuse. Why did this happen to you? Can a life be made up from what's been left in time? You're feeling done, crushing at the spine. And you're tired when I'm tired. We're so tired. Yeah, you're tired inside. You just carry your lies. What's wrong? Or what it's like to be something on. You come alive, way and I know everything feels gone. You say that's true. When you say it's true, everything feels so good to you. Give rock and roll to you. Give rock and roll to everyone. God, give rock and roll to you. Give rock and roll to you. Put it in the heart of everyone.
Well, as we know, I don't list an audible. If it comes down to a crossover, I'm willing to accept the crossover, and I think I've only accepted it once before in 78 episodes, and tonight's another crossover. Midtown's Such a Person was my next pick, was my number 3.
Oh wow. I thought I
Yeah.
was getting sneaky with that one, to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I instantly fell in love with this song the first time I heard it break down into God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which is arguably, maybe even shamefully, one of my favorite Kiss songs.
Shamefully is right.
It's so cheesy, but I love it. And I think I was first introduced to that song by Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. You might know them as Wild Stallions.
Yeah.
But I think that's where I first heard that song in 1991.
That's where it comes from.
Did they do it just for that soundtrack, or was it on an album previous to that? Because that's an old song, right? Like that's
No, that's not an old Kiss song. It's an old song.
No,
it's an
it's
old Argent
an
song.
old Argent song. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but they did it for Bill and Ted's.
Oh, they did.
Yeah. Do you know that's Eric Carr's last song he did with them?
I didn't know that.
He was dying and he still came and did the video.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I think it's on Revenge, maybe. I don't know.
They did put it on an album eventually.
I think it's on Revenge. Maybe not. I don't even know. The last little bits of Kiss are all kind of like, as much of a fan as I am of theirs, this kind of blends together. And
But is 91 a last little bit?
Well,
come on, they're still going now.
The original Last Little Bit.
That's not even the original. Like, you and I saw them in 98, and it was all original members.
Yeah, but God Gave Rock and Roll is like Eric Carr and, if I had to guess, Bruce Kulick.
Well, you do have to guess.
Yeah, I think it's Bruce Kulick on that one.
Let's take maybe a little bit of time now that we've got a little bit of a void in the podcast to talk about Kiss, Mike. Maybe a little Kisstory, if you will.
Nathan, no one wants to hear about Kiss.
Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe they want to hear a little bit about it.
I'll give you an opinion about Kiss. When I was a kid, Gene was my favorite. Then it became Ace, because Ace is cool, but Ace is a really tragic figure. And I always used to like laugh at Paul Stanley, but now that like I'm older, Paul Stanley is legit. He's awesome. He's the most positive guy. And
so he's
like,
your favorite now?
He's my favorite. He wrote some of the best songs, and he's like, if you follow him on Twitter or anything like that, he's like a pretty positive guy.
Huh.
And he's hilarious because he's totally like an old guy on Twitter. Like, people take a shot at him. Like he has this thing called the Pulse, something about the Soul Station. He does like soul music with a group of people. They do soul covers in LA or something like that. And they released an album. And there's some Twitter troll that kept calling it the Paul Stanley shit station. And Paul lost his mind and was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you know who I am? I'm Paul Stanley. I will have you doxxed. I have so many fans that will come and find you.
Amazing.
And like, whenever people make fun of him or take cheap shots at him, he loses his mind. Like he can't handle it. It's hilarious. The amount of confidence that Paul Stanley has is amazing. If I could have like 1% of his confidence.
Right.
Like, I don't think he cares what anyone thinks, but he also sort of apparently does.
Yeah.
Enough to defend it, but I don't know. He's pretty rad. Ace isn't, and Gene's Gene. And Peter's a bum.
So I'm going to it's not really a forfeit. I mean, we could listen to the song again, but I think we'll skip that. Mike, what was your third pick? The first and only time we've ever just played one song.
Okay. So my third pick is Jimmy World.
Excellent.
Song's a praise chorus.
Okay.
So there's a couple Easter eggs in this one.
Okay.
Do you know any of them?
No, this is news to me.
Okay.
And I mean, this is my favorite Jimmy World album.
Okay. So first would be that there's guest vocals from Davey from The Promise Ring.
Okay.
And it has a bunch of nods to songs in there. So it mentions Our House by The Madness.
Okay.
It mentions Why Did We Ever Meet by The Promise Ring, Rock and Roll Fantasy by Bad Company, Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart.
Amazing.
And there's a few others in there. And they take lines from those songs in there. And then the big Easter egg is probably the use of Crimson and Clover in the chorus.
Oh, right.
Which pulls it all together, and it pulls all those things in there. So
is that the intention of that song, is to like praise all these other
I think
choruses? Like, is it that literal?
I think so.
Huh.
And then I think having Davey on there doing that part is also a part of that.
Right.
Like, the influences to them. I think it's about songs. So
mind blown, Mike. Well done.
You got a Kiss lesson.
Yeah.
And a little bit about a praise chorus.
It's been an unbelievable segment. Midtown, Such a Person, and
did you say that just to troll me?
Yeah.
Jimmy World, a praise chorus.
Are you gonna live your life wondering, standing in the back, looking around? Are you gonna waste your time thinking how you grown up or how you missed out? The things are never gonna be the way you want. Where's it gonna get you acting serious? Gonna be quite what you want. Even at 25, you gotta start sometime. I'm on the floor, I'm good to go. All I need is just to hear a song I know. I wanna always feel like part of this was mine. I wanna fall in love tonight. Are you gonna live your life standing in the back, looking around? Are you gonna waste your time? Gotta make a move or you'll miss out. So someone's gonna ask you what it's all about. Stick around, nostalgia won't let you down. Someone's gonna
I'm still kind of in shock because, I mean, when we started doing this podcast 78 episodes ago, I thought we're going to cross over all the time. And then as time went on, I realized, well, though we like a lot of the same music, our tastes are a little bit different. And we both kind of approach the topics a little bit differently. And we didn't cross over at all, really. I think one other time. And now tonight, it seems like such a shock because it's not been the status quo, Mike.
I feel like there was a small phase where you tried to cross over with me.
That sounds about right.
But yeah, it's weird that, I mean, we're picking five. I mean, 5 songs is not that many songs. So I guess in each genre, you can think about it a little bit different. So
maybe this one's more specific. I don't know.
Yeah, I took some low-hanging fruit here, so...
I don't know that it's low-hanging.
See, I thought the Midtown one was not low-hanging.
Thought that was a deep cut.
Yeah, I thought that was a deep cut, because I just don't feel like that's an album that gets a lot of love.
I don't think it's a band that gets a lot of love, are they? You think they are?
I think they had some like popularity with that second album, but it would have been like, by that time, it would have been like in the Fall Out Boy range. Like,
right.
Of that kind of music, and I probably was not caring as much.
Right. Yeah, that first album is a really good album.
Yeah, just rock and is the song called Just Rock and Roll or whatever, or Rock and Roll? I love that song, whatever it's called. I must not love it enough to know its name.
My fourth pick is a band called the Jukebox Romantics. Do you know the band, Mike?
I do, a little bit, only because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah.
You know a lot of the good stuff because of me. This is off their album Sleepwalk Me Home that came out in 2017. The song is called Buried with Children. And this is another song that inserts an absolute banger from your parents' or maybe now your own record collection. I instantly recognize this little insert because of my fondness for the song and the album that this egg comes from. There's also a lyrical nod, if you will, to the Police in the beginning of this song, but it's barely a yolk, let alone an egg. So I'm not even really going to talk about it.
Is it a Cadbury cream egg?
It's not.
All right.
No, it's not. Do you like Cadbury cream eggs? I feel like there's a lot of that's a divisive topic. The Cadbury cream egg. Are you a cream egg guy or not? Yeah, you don't strike me as a cream egg guy.
Nah, I liked them when I was a kid, but I think I like the idea of it, but no.
You can't.
The commercial got to me when they had a bunny as a chicken. Yeah.
Well, that's sad. They have a Cadbury cream. What's the McDonald's version of Blizzards?
McDonald's is the Blizzard. No, McFlurry.
McFlurry, yeah, which is not as good as the Blizzard, but
no,
they have a Cadbury cream egg, one of those right now.
That's a long-standing debate in our group of friends.
It is, yeah. I'm just gonna throw it out there because
if you have a hot take on it, take it, send us in.
Yeah, can't wait.
It's been a 20-year debate.
So back to the song. The song that gets referenced is "You Can Call Me Al" from Paul Simon's album Graceland. It's just such an odd throw. Like none of this song has anything to do with Paul Simon or Graceland or that song You Could Call Me Al, and then just there it is. And I remember the first time I heard it, I'm like, I know that, and I felt like really special that I knew that little part of that song. Yeah, but it's one of my favorite Paul Simon songs as well. Do you know that song, Mike? You Can Call Me Al?
I do know the song.
Do you know that album, Graceland? Are you a fan of the Paul Simon Graceland album?
You know, I'm not.
Why not?
I mean, I like it. It's just, I guess my parents didn't listen to Paul Simon or Simon and Garfunkel. So like, I just had it. The songs I know are based off of like later in life or off listening to oldies radio as a kid.
Okay.
So like, I do like that song. I just don't love them the way that I think they should probably be loved, or like the respect that they get. They don't hit for me the same way.
They just don't do it for you.
A little less nostalgia there for me.
All right.
But I got nothing against them.
All right. Hey, I don't think Paul Simon's listening. I don't think he's going to be too concerned about whether or not you like him.
Well, I can't say the word person, so I don't think Paul Stanley or Paul Simon care. A lot of Pauls in this group.
Too many Pauls.
Fuck you, Paul. And Paul McCartney's dead. That's what I heard. Car crash.
That's so ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Mike, did you make a selection for number 4?
I did make a selection.
Excellent.
And when I said that I didn't pick a sound clip, I lied, because this is a sound clip.
That sounds about right.
Because I'm a liar. To be honest, I just forgot that I picked a sound clip until I looked at my notes now. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a sound clip. Anyway, the beauty of it is that I listened to this song for a long time without ever catching the sound clip.
Really?
And yeah, which is embarrassing, but also made it that much better when I finally clicked in. I think I even texted you the day that I discovered it.
Amazing.
The band is Lost Love.
Okay.
It's Glenn's Spaghetti Legs.
Yes.
And
you were very excited about this.
How did I not know that the sound clip is Danzig getting punched?
I don't know. I feel like that's something that you should have known.
I legitimately watch that
instantly.
clip on a regular basis too. How I never noticed this. Like, one of my things I do when I'm in a bad mood is I watch Danzig clips on YouTube, like his interviews or things like that, because he's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The song's rad. I love this band. And this is just hilarious. So it's like, in fairness, the sound clip's like very quiet. I wish they would have upped it a little bit, but now that I know it, I hear it all the time. So,
well, that's the egg of it, Mike.
Yeah.
If they upped it a little bit, everyone would know.
Yeah, this is like the Easter egg that you find like 2 months after.
Yeah.
2 months
it's
after,
the one that
you're
the
like,
vacuum finds.
You're like, oh wow, weird.
But you eat it anyways, because even getting sick by it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch Danzig get punched out. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
I'm glad that you found this, because I feel like it completes you a little bit more as the person I know you to be.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you going to go see Lost Love?
We'll see. I'm still really nervous about going to shows.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's this week, right?
No, I think it's next week.
And I don't want to get sick for the Hot Water Music Menzinger show. That's how I'm living my life now, like trying to make it to the thing where I'm like, I hope I don't get sick by the time this is happening. And
maybe I just shouldn't go so I don't get sick.
Yeah, live life in a bubble.
Well, the beauty is that Lost Love is playing the night before the Hot Water Menzo show, so you won't even know if
I
you're
could get sick and then get other people sick. Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
It's what maybe I will go. We'll see.
You say buried or buried? Which one do you like?
Buried. It drives me nuts when people say buried.
I feel like that's the right way to say it, though.
Buried?
I said it earlier, buried. Yeah.
So I've had this debate. My sister,
All right, let's have it
my
again.
sister agrees with you. It is the proper way to say it.
Yeah, it's like lieutenant, right? Like,
but I think it's I feel like it's British English.
Well, we do subscribe to some British English.
We got a mismatch here.
Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. There's a lot of influences.
Why am I even commenting on this? Again, I couldn't say the word person.
I was just curious what you thought.
You want to make me sound super dumb.
Jukebox Romantics, buried. The Jukebox Romantics, buried with children, and
Lost Love, Glenn's Spaghetti Legs.
Have you ever wondered what it feels like when that it? That ain't it.
I understand that. Can you push it back a little
Pictures are falling, my reference is fading, the ceiling is leaking, the house we built will collapse. I'm losing what I found, I can't find the exit. I'm waiting to die alone in the snowbank I call home. I remember when we talked about the saddest collection. I remember, now I understand. I'm slowly becoming what I've been criticizing, accepting these failures. I'm crying, go figure. I was young and so dumb when I thought it never end. The only thing I learned is that I will never know enough. I remember when we talked about the saddest collection. I remember, now I understand. I can't afford to kill the moment, thinking of all the dumb shit I did, thinking of all the dumb shit I will probably do again. I can't afford to kill the moment because I'm running out of time, because I'm running out of time to say, now I understand, now I understand.
Thank you to everyone who's been listening, supporting our podcast. Again, sorry for the missed episode. Thanks for sticking with us. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for all the positive comments that we get. It's always cool when we get someone random that sends us a message saying that they just picked up the podcast or something like that. Makes Nate smile. I don't really care that much, but it makes Nate smile, and that makes me smile. No, I'm kidding. It's awesome. If you're interested, check us out on our webpage, highfives.ca, or visit our socials, which is linked there. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. If you follow us on Instagram, every Friday we pick an album for you to check out from our collection. So at very least, that's worth checking out. You can say hi or join us in our WhatsApp group. If you're interested, we debate stuff like why Kiss is better than you probably think they are. If you listen on iTunes, give us a nice rating, even if you're about to lie to us. Anyway, in general, thank you for listening. Thanks for indulging our hobby. Nate, do you have anything else you want to add before we get going?
I do not have anything else to add.
You're a real winner.
Thanks. How do you feel like this one went? Do you feel like it fell a little bit flat? I feel like maybe it fell a little bit flat.
It might have been flat. It might have just been me not being able to speak. Or maybe it's because we sat on these picks for a month. Because maybe
that's it.
Like it doesn't feel fresh in our head.
Maybe that's it. So we started the episode with No Use for a Name. We're going to end the episode with No Use for a Name. I actually thought that the 90210 thing appeared on this song, but it doesn't. And I was a little bit disappointed, and that's what led me down the rabbit hole of, well, what song is it? And when you said No Use for a Name at the beginning, I'm like, there it is. Pick one, and we're already crossing over. We've already crossed the streams. The one thing they told us not to do. We're doing it. But fortunately, you went with Beth. I went with an actual secret song after. Well, I guess the other one is an actual secret song too, isn't it? It's a
so.
fast forward.
Yeah, I feel like
this one shows up after Exit on Leche con Carne. About 6 minutes and 35 seconds is where this little medley pops up. Do you know this medley, Mike?
I do.
So this is a little bit of a shift from the rest of the list for me because of the fact that this is a secret song. something that's completely lost, as we talked about, with the absence of physical printing and music. This little medley is what inspired our band at one point to do a little medley. I love it. I think this is great. This may be, it could arguably be the greatest secret track ever made.
That's a lie.
All right. I'm not going to fight you on it. It's got just what I needed. The Cars. It's got Words, Missing Persons, The Metro, Space Oddity, Mickey, My Sharona, We're Not Gonna Take It, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, and a little bit of Walk This Way just to
ruin things.
finish it off. That's harsh words to Aerosmith, man.
I'm not a big Aerosmith guy.
You don't seem like you like this pick at all. You seem let down by this pick.
I do like this pick. I'm just bugging you.
All right.
You just seemed excited, so I wanted to.
I was excited.
I
was
like to
excited.
make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
That's what real friends do, right?
That is what real friends do. Yeah.
All right.
That's how friendships are forged, Mike.
Okay.
I'm leaving the stage now. It's your turn to solo.
So this one is maybe a leap for an Easter egg.
Elite.
A leap. Like
a
jump,
leap.
Like a stretch.
Right.
A stretch.
I thought you were just like boasting about your pick.
It's
like
fucking elite.
This is most amazing.
This is the cream in the Cadbury Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cream of the crop. Anyway, it's a leap, but let's see if I can walk my way through an explanation here. Which
so braggy already.
Yeah, fuck. The band is We Are the Union. The song is You're Dead / Vampire Ska.
Okay.
It's from a TV show that I love called What We Do in the Shadows, and it's the theme song, and it's a cover of that, which is a song by a person named Norma Tango. And but like my previous song, it busts into another song called Vampire Ska, which is a nod to an episode where there's a ska band playing a frat party that Nadia attends with a girl she's turned into a vampire. I also learned that is an actual ska song called Vampire Ska by a band called Horny Toad, which is the epitome of a third wave ska band name.
What? I'm completely lost. You're gonna have to walk back a couple of steps here.
Band.
We Are the Union. That's where
we all like. We Are the Union, right?
We
can agree. We all like the band We Are the Union.
Yes. Okay.
Great
next
band. TV show What We Do in the Shadows.
Got it.
Do you watch it?
No.
You're stupid. It's great. It's one of the best shows on TV. Theme song for What We Do in the Shadows is a song called You're Dead by Norma. I believe her last name is Tanga.
Okay.
The start of the song is a cover of that theme song, You're Dead.
The start of the We Are the Union song.
Yes.
All right.
It transitions.
A cover of the theme song for the TV show.
Yes. Transitions into a song called Vampire Ska.
Okay.
In one of the episodes of What We Do in the Shadows, the main character, Nadia, had just turned a girl into a vampire, and they are at a frat party. There is a ska band playing at this party, which is what I assumed this was always about, the Vampire Ska song. However, as I was doing a little bit of research for this episode, I found out that is a real ska song by a band called Horny Toad.
Okay.
And I would say that the band name Horny Toad is the epitome of a third wave ska band name. Like, it's just like so bad, but
very.
Like, there's just a bunch of bands. Sorry, that's wrong because I'm making fun of third wave ska. I love third wave ska, but there's that element of third wave ska where someone would call their band Horny Toad.
Right.
And we all know what
let's just make the joke worse. Let's point
make it
fingers at ourselves.
Let's make it a joke when it shouldn't be a joke.
Right.
Does this all make sense?
I think so.
Does this work as an Easter egg?
But tie it back to We Are the Union now. Like, where does the Horny Toad part come in with the...
We Are the Union have now covered the song You're Dead, transitioned it into Vampire Ska, The video
Yeah.
is about the show, sort of. They're all vampires in the show.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I did here.
I think it's pretty elite, Mike.
Yeah.
I think it's.
We broke it down.
Yeah. It was confusing as hell, but like I think I've figured it out now. What album is this off of?
It's just a single.
Just a single.
Yeah.
Never on an album, just always on its own.
Yep. But you don't know the show or the theme song from the show, which is very disappointing.
Yeah, so it's not going to hit as hard for me as it's not going to be as elite for me as it is for you. It will never have the same feeling for me that it does for you.
I'm just disappointed.
That's okay.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It's part of what this friendship is about, Mike.
Disappointment.
Yeah.
Lowered expectations.
No use for a name. And the secret track, the secret medley, and?
We Are the Union, You're Dead, Vampire Ska. Oh yeah, stay cool and be excellent to each other.
I don't mind you coming here and wasting all my time. But when you're standing all so near, I kinda lose my mind. Yeah, it's not the look that you wear. It's not the ribbons in your hair. I don't mind you coming here and wasting all my time. Do you hear me? Do you care? Do you hear me? Do you I remember searching for my perfect word. I was hoping you might change your life. I remember soldiers sleeping next to me, riding on the metro. This is ground control to Major Tom.
Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
Ooh, you make my motor run, my motor run. Ooh, you make my motor run, my Sharona. Ooh, you make my motor run, my motor run. Ooh, you make my motor run, my Sharona. We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Don't sing if you wanna live long. They have no use for your song. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world. You'll never get a second chance. Plan all your moves in advance. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead, stay dead and out of this world. Run fast, don't stand in the sun. There's too much work to be done. You're down, you're down, you're down, you're down and out of this world. Hear the unloved weeping like rain. God, just sleep from the sound of their pain. Long gone, long gone, long gone, long gone and out of this world. Now your hope and compassion is gone. You sold out your dream to the world. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead. You're dead and out of this world. skin so white. Fishnet stockings and her monkey boots. Freddy's skirt and jacket, parachute. She's a vampire. She's a vampire. Vampire scar. Get out some garlic, put on a cross. Only if sunlight that a stake through her heart. She's a vampire. She's a vampire. She's a vampire. Vampire scar.
I don't have any friends.
Midtown, such a fuck, how can I can't say that word?
Let's do it one more time. Ready?
Yep.
Pairs, dial up, and
Midtown, such a person. Such a person. Such a person. Such a person. Okay.
it's
well,
that ch and the s that you're struggling with.
such a person. Fuck.
It's amazing. It's amazing how much of a struggle this is.
Person.
This is fun to watch.
Such a person. Such a person.
Oh my God. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you got to do this one. Sorry.
All right.
Apparently, I can't speak anymore. So, Nate, do you want to just tell them what song I picked?
I'll do it. Here we go.